Hey everybody, this is Jackie from ESLspeaking.org. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite ESL modal games and activities. By modals, I mean the words like can, could, may, might, will, etc. So my first game that I like to use for modals is surveys. So surveys are great for ability. So on my piece of paper, I write down a bunch of questions related to ability. Can you play soccer? Can you speak 3 languages, etc. Then students have to go around the class asking their classmates, can you speak 3 languages? If someone says yes, they have to write down that person's name and then ask a follow-up question. For example, what languages do you speak? Oh, I speak French, English, and Korean. And then they would write French, English, and Korean. If their classmate says no, they have to ask them another question on that list. So it's very simple to make your own surveys just based on whatever the topic is and the level, etc. But it works very, very well with ability. Is a nice topic. All right, next one is the secret job. So I get students I'll get them to work in pairs most often in bigger classes, and they have to think of a secret job and then write down some sentences as hints. They have to think about the job, what the people have to do. So for example, a teacher has to help people. And they could write a more general or a more specific question, kind of depending on what they want. But I say, you shouldn't say they have to teach people because it's too obvious. So they should give a little bit more of a general one. Teachers don't have to drive a car. They can get to school without driving a car. Teachers needn't have to use dangerous tools. And then teachers mustn't be mean. So you can think of any hints that you want. And then after all the students have done that, they can join together with another group and then they give the hints to each other. Or in smaller classes, you could just do this together as a whole class. This game is 2 truths and a lie. It's really good for ability. So students have to think of 2 true statements about what they can do and then 1 false statement about what they can do. So for example, I can cook Korean food, I can play tennis well, and I can play the piano. And then students would have to quiz me. I usually give about 2 or 3 minutes for this to try to catch me in which one is the lie. And they would know probably that it was piano because they would ask me a question about something and I would have no idea about anything piano related. So they would know for sure. All right, next one is an advice activity. So for this, I taught university students in South Korea, so I would generally come up with a problem. A high school student is studying lots, they're super burnt out, they're tired, they can't sleep at night, and I would read out this problem to the students or give them a handout with a problem and they could read it themselves. And then in groups of, say, 2 or 3, they have to come up with advice for that student. And then I would get students to read out their advice to another group or just together as the whole class if we have a smaller class. And then we would vote on the best advice for that student. All right, the last one is songs and chants. So have a look on YouTube. For all the modals, there are so many great songs, so many great chants that are so useful for teaching kids. So I'm not musical, not to worry. I just use YouTube and it's no problem. And sometimes I even see the students singing along to that song outside of class, which is amazing. All right, so if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment below saying your favorite ESL modal game or activity. Also be sure to check out my book, 39 ESL No Prep, Low Prep Speaking Activities for Children, and then I also have a version for teenagers and adults. All right, catch you next time. Bye, everybody.